Um, I just want the public to be aware that we live in this community, we drive around, we see the same things, we are concerned. I mean, this isn't about if we care enough to start a program or not. That has nothing to do with it. What it frankly is, we've instituted quite a few resolutions related to hygiene stations. I've been advocating for a street unit. The things that we're dealing with is because of trauma that people have endured, and it goes undetected and untreated. And then they move to the area of doing illicit drugs. And when you hear and or you read all the emails that we all receive related to certain crime in particular areas, and you speak to our community police officers, they'll tell you fentanyl, meth, it's extreme in this community. And so last month we spoke in our health policy review committee specifically about Los Amigos project. The Los Amigos project received some junior money, which is and I'll move back to, it's a 6-month program that addresses folks who have disabilities, specifically substance abuse addiction. They went and sponsored a bill. Senator Hamlin sponsored a bill for $2 million or $1.5 million to reopen this center. It's a center that it provides services for 6 months. We had them come and present to our Health Policy Review Committee. This is one of the ones, EFO, that we spoke specifically, or I spoke specifically in our one-on-one related to. They received some junior money. We were asking to move forward to possibly for sole source and or TALSHARE funding to get this program up and running. A city this size does not have a facility to address these types of issues. The other thing is that we have addressed medication-assisted treatment in that policy review committee. That's another area that I think shows a lot of promise in addressing the fentanyl epidemic and meth epidemic. So I think we're moving as fast as we can. I think the systems that we do not have oversight is the judiciary, and I hear many a times where people are being let out, and a lot of it is because they are unable to stand trial because of their mental illness, and so I think there's an issue there that, Mayor, I've said again, that we have to talk to our district attorney, maybe our judge specifically to address, our judges, maybe the chief judge to address this issue in earnest, because I feel in many ways our hands are tied, because it's an area where we're unable to really, we have no oversight or authority with the judiciary. And so again, I'm asking that we have those conversations with our district attorney and the judge. And then we're seeing high increases in domestic violence, where people are being assaulted now in broad daylight in the streets. And so those conversations with La Casa and other services that provide treatment or therapeutic services for folks. It's something that's going to continue to happen, and I think that we need to have, as you say, everybody on deck to have these conversations, but to also also act. We can't arrest our way out of this, and I think most people want people to be arrested and put in jail or prison for long periods of time. And it's been my experience that people who sit in jails and prisons don't get the rehabilitation that's lacking in those facilities. So again, I feel like I'm speaking to the choir, but I don't think this is about, do we care enough to start a different program? Those programs are being discussed. We, as flush with money as the state is, for the second largest community in the state, not to have a drug treatment facility in this community it's unconscionable in my opinion. And so maybe it's bringing our state legislators to the table to have really frank conversations about how we address these issues moving forward. So with that, Mayor, and I just want to say I went to the NALEO conference last week, the National Association of Latino and Elected Officials, a great opportunity with a number of seminars throughout, some fentanyl in schools, kind of infrastructure, water, climate change, those sorts of things. So the networking was fantastic. We got to hear from some presidential candidates, and I was just happy to be a part of that. So with that, Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Corrin.
Thank you.